I10. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here. You dig?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live from the Iron Elite podcast with my man Big Sarge, where we always keep it motorcycles. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
Hey y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite podcast. You dig?
Hey, what's up, everybody, man? Welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast Show. I know, man, it's Monday. Sarge, why you ain't at work? Don't worry about it, man. I done called off. I'm on PTO, man. I'm on vacation. Sarge is really never on vacation. But I ain't at work tonight, man, so we're going to get it in on the I-10 to the end. It's the post-interview, man. Let everybody know we're on. Share it with a friend, because we're going in. Kane 4L. Let's do it.
I was asked the other day, hey, Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.
Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Slide on my road glide, looking so fly. 20-inch rollback, screaming eagle torque pack. I10 to the end, it's a known patch. If you ain't a ground pounder, pay attention, fall back. We Iron Elite boys, no need for hitting switches. We split lanes and hogging lanes, we on a mission. On our way to CA, we 100 deep. Roll up, y'all the road, run it up, rip it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? I'm outside with it. I scrape the town burning loud when the smoke clear up. You know a Harley did it. I'm real gnarly with it. My ride clean when it bling. I show the lean on the scene and get jiggy with it. No did it, get it? I'm well equipped it. My bike side got a side, so you know I'm hit. She dropped it down and split it. Backed it up to shift it. Let me kick a little game to you lames riding around here, giving a set a bad name. It don't matter what you rank or what you claim. When we turn it up, you keep it motorcycling, man. My soul brothers, they roll runners, we rolling deep. When it's time to rally up, it's Black Wall Street. When you see them MCs at the RTE, roll up, down the road, run it up, wrap it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig?
But Sarge, why you always gotta talk about motorcycling? Sarge, why you don't never talk about nothing else? Look here, man. If you gonna do all that crying, what the baby gonna do?
Hey, man, I can never get enough, man. Kane 4L. Hurry up, man. It's the Iron Elite Podcast theme song, man. I hope you guys like it as much as I love it, man. Hey, but before I get started, man, before we get into the interview, man, okay, here we go. I promise my mama wasn't going to be too negative on this thing, but, man, every once in a while, man, I see something that just irritates the daylights out of me. This morning, man, around my guys from Radbury, Fort Washington, the Maryland area, man, they're pounding, man. They're doing their thing coming back from the I-10, getting across Arizona, man. Guys are exhausted. They bed down about 1, 2 in the morning, trying to get a little bit of sleep, man, come off the highway. They wake up the next morning, man, they're ready to go pound. And then somebody in a white, I want to say that was a Toyota. Man, you better be glad right now. Man, God don't want me to do it because I tried to upload your photo. The hotel let us have the photo. We saw a white, I want to say it was a Toyota Corolla that ran practically on top of my man's motorcycle parked and then backed up and then took off. So when my man Hyundai, he came down this morning and he saw his motorcycle laying on the ground, man, with pieces hanging from it. And the motorcycle was so disabled, man, that the frame has damage. He cannot ride that motorcycle. Him and his 4 brothers or 3 brothers, man, they had to make a decision. They had to take the uncomfortable conversation and have it right then and there. Hey, what we're going to do, man? What's our plan of attack? He tell the fellas, man, as the leader, he says, fellas, go on. I know you got things to do. Get back to the East Coast. I'm going to be all right. It was like, bro, we don't want to leave you behind. No, man, I got this. This is grown folks' business, man. And we're going to make a decision. You guys going to get pushing on. And I'm going to handle what I have to handle. Man, I've been in contact with him all day, man. He kept his spirits up. He kept his head of the game. And he did like a G does. He handled his business, man. He wasn't crying, wasn't throwing a bunch of stuff all over the place, man. He accepted the things that can happen to you when you're going across this country, going yonder. And it's real, man. All kind of stuff happens out there. So I'm saying this to say this. You have to be prepared for the worst. And you pray for the best on that road, man. Because this is grown folks' business, man. And if you ain't prepared, something like that could be a catastrophe for you. It could be something that it takes you a while to recover and get yourself together. But my man's going to be all right. He's handling the business. He's got networks out there that's handling things right now. And hopefully in the next couple of days, man, he'll be heading back to the East Coast, heading this way, showing y'all how G does it, man. So let's do this real quick before I start it, man. Let's give my man Hundun a round of applause, man. Let's do this real quick. So, man, the reason why we're here this evening, man, and we're going to talk about the I-10, man, that treacherous I-10. And, oh, by the way, it's taking names in the month of June. It's beating the brakes off people in the month of June, man. So, hey, Texas saying, come on in, man, get your whooping, man. But we got guys with us today, man, who were victorious, that took that challenge on, man, and made it all the way across from, in some parts, from South Carolina, Detroit, Michigan to Jacksonville, then from Jacksonville to Santa Monica Pier, and then from Santa Monica Pier back to Detroit and back to the East Coast, South Carolina, man. So let's do this real quick. Fellas, fam, how you guys feeling today?
Good. I can't talk. I just got off a 3,000-mile trip. What you talking about?
Hey, man, y'all look good, man. Y'all look very good for some guys who've been as far as y'all. Hey, Randy, how many miles you think you've been total since you left the house?
Oh, wow. Over 3,000. First of all, you seen the movie I Cloned Tyrone? This ain't even me.
That's not you.
I cloned Detroit. Over 3,000 miles. Okay. We did the L. We dipped out of Florence, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, down to Florida. Then ran over the cap. And, you know, midway through, you think, man, when I parked this bike, that's it. But then we rode all around L.A. area. So because
you had some business also to do, and we're going to cover a little bit of that today also, if you don't mind. So since we've already started off with you, Detroit, Randy, if you don't mind, man, introduce yourself to everybody. Tell us a little bit about you, man, if you don't mind.
Well, you know, I'm Detroit Randy. I left Detroit as a gangster, and I returned as a geriatric because of this trip. I feel like I'm 80 years old. No, that's not the case. Straight out of Detroit, and I like to tell folks this scooter bomb life is real, and play with these vintage motorcycles. And part of this trip was just that. Had to deliver a bike I built for Harley Davidson. But if you know me, you know I promote real life, and I own, along with my wife, Detroit's Antique Motorcycle Show. And we do shows around the country, and we've gone international, doing our first show in international this year in Italy. So we're about these motorcycles, mainly promoting antique motorcycles.
And y'all stand by. We're going to try to drag them down to Jacksonville, Florida, next February 8th, I believe, the weekend, man, for Iron Elite, man. And I'm just telling you now, if you don't get yourself situated for Iron Elite and get your doggone hotel room and all that stuff, I ain't trying to hit at the end, man, because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be bananas. Who else we got next?
Can't stop out of Charleston, South Carolina. It was a long, treacherous thing, but hey, we got it done, you know.
That's what's happening.
But yeah, I'm just here. Matter of fact, Detroit talked about the vintage thing. He's kind of drug me along with the vintage thing. I've gotten into the last year, actually almost 2 years. But really started this year, racing myself. But other than that, that's all I do.
All right.
Outside of that,
Also, you guys are club brothers too. Am I correct?
right.
Right, rep Buffalo Soldiers, both lost, for the most part, in them cuts. Look,
Yeah.
I'm taking them off because they felt like they weighed like 500 pounds when you
Hey
got
man, I'll just say this. Shout out to them Buffalo Soldiers, man. I
well,
rock with the Buffalo Soldiers, man. Them boys always taking care of me. Hey, that's family there, man. Especially when I started heading out west. So hey, so we're missing, as you guys can tell, we're missing a few. We're missing a couple. Remi and Blue Bike Mike couldn't be with us today, man, but they're with us in love and in spirit, man. So we're gonna have these two gentlemen speak on their behalf, man. Maybe we might even get lucky, maybe be able to dial them in, for a few minutes or so. But they got busy schedules. Guys are just getting back to Michigan. Am I correct?
yes, sir.
Yeah, so they just getting back, getting settled, man. So, but we're gonna soldier on. That's what we're supposed to do. So, gentlemen, we take off and we do this I-10 to the end. This social experiment, this each one teach one, coast to coast ride. Man, okay, so let's take it from the top, if you guys don't mind. And anybody can start, and we'll just jump in and we'll just kind of parlay it back and forth. What was the planning for this? Was this just one of those things, man? Hey, man, we talking on the phone. Hey, it'd be a great idea since we got to go to California, just jump on the team and go. Was any planning ahead of time, or this was like two guys were just happy and feeling good and wanted to just go do it?
About 4 months ago, with the Harley bike, the conversation began with me to stop, as well as Blue Bike Mike. Hey, I gotta make this run, and the club is offering coast to coast pack. But having known you, Sarge, and being inspired by what folks do, it was, look, we're gonna make this run and we get certified. And for the most part, that was it. We're gonna meet up in South Carolina or Florida, and we're gonna run. We're gonna figure out hotel as we go, depending on the number of miles. There was the number of miles you could hit, but you said it to me a couple months ago, Sarge, but people don't be believing people. You said, hey, that heat bang to you. You ain't used to, and you ain't tell me it was the devil's crotch. And so anyway, but for the planning part, it was let's make this run and make it with some friends, and there you go.
That's what's up. Now I know you two guys are club brothers, obviously, so there's some familiarization along with Can't Stop. You said you also was part of the Black Motorcycle Museum. Am I correct?
Well, no, I just know him and race with him.
Okay. So y'all have familiarization through racing as well as being club brothers. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now for Remi and Blue Bike Mike, how did that come into part with are they part of the organization as well, or?
No, they're not soldiers. Blue Bike Mike had come to my show about 3 years ago. He said he had never seen anything like it. And he asked, how do you give away rings? I said, I don't know. I can't really afford it. But so he sponsored the show. He selected one of the sponsor levels, and we became friends, but we had never ridden together, ever. And he called me, like I said, about 4 months ago. We sat down for lunch to talk about the upcoming show. How could he possibly sponsor? Will he get an invitation to show a bike? My show is a free show. You can free, but it's invitation only. That led to me saying, well, let's do some things, but I got to make a run out west. And he said, I've never ridden more than 3 hours. Man, I think this is a lifetime trip. And,
wow.
I was saying, let's get, and that's something hard to say when you ain't never rode with nobody. And
Holy
then
moly, yeah.
2 months of the planning, he said, well, I got a really close friend. Can he ride? And I said, well, if he okay with you, I guess he okay with me. So that's how they got in. They don't MC. They not that. But for the last 3 years, Blue Bike Mike has been supporting the Detroit Antique Motorcycle.
Man, that's grown folk stuff, man. That's grown man stuff. He never rode for more than 2 or 3 hours at a time.
Yeah, Sarge, before, most people who ride an hour, the majority of your riders, they put in an hour and they go, man.
Yeah, that's a heck of a initiation. I can tell you that. That's a heck of an initiation. Hey man, so shout out to C1s, man. Breezy does it. She rides for being on with us this evening. We appreciate you guys. We know you could be anywhere, but you're hanging out with us today. So okay, so can't stop. Have you ever rode cross country before?
No,
So,
I can honestly say out of my I did some calculations out of my I don't know almost 80,000 I put down. Everything was pretty much east of Houston, man.
right.
So as far as going out west, when he mentioned it, I'm like, dang, I said the same thing to him. I was like, yep, this might be my one time I go to the West Coast on two wheels, you know. So
Yeah.
I was all in with going. I've always wanted to go, but
Right.
life happened to me, you know, a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It just and with work, what I do, it just doesn't enable me to do it like that. So I took this opportunity to go.
Gentlemen, I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie, and we're gonna get into the story, but I'm really impressed because to take on such a and let's be honest, man. On the Iron Elite page, I would say quite a bit of the guys and girls that are on the page have done it quite a bit, but there's a bunch of people who haven't done it, and to pick it up and just say, hey, you know, I hadn't been working on it for a while, but my confidence, my spirit, my heart, my metal, I'm gonna go and do it, and we're gonna go do it as a group of four gentlemen, and we're gonna be able to work in unison with one another to accomplish this task, man. So I must just say before we even get into it, man, kudos to you guys for doing that. I've seen clubs go across there and practically collapse. MCs have just caught the devil going across there, and for it to be guys that have never rode that kind of distance before, been riding together that long to be able to do it, that says a lot about you guys. So I appreciate that first and foremost before we get going here. So, okay, so let's take it from we get to Jacksonville. Well, let's take it. Say the week of. How did we start prepping for a ride like this?
Listen. So the way the trip had to work, because the folks worked there, they knew Can't Stop, Remi, and Blue Bike Mike knew they couldn't make the ride back, be it vehicle or private, because of the schedule. So because we were going there for a show, one of the biggest chopper shows. Imagine Choppers meet Woodstock. So me and another cat knew we'll be trailering the bikes back. But when I go to this show, I've been going for 5 years. It's usually me and the bike I'm taking out to show. So we had to prep a proper trailer. And those are all the questions I had. If I'm bringing bikes back, we're talking about riding, but coming back now, I'm going to be exhausted. Are the bearings greased? Is the trailer big enough, and so forth? And then that sense of, man, they about to be on a flight and home in 5 hours after knocking down over 3,000 miles, and I got to ride back for 2, 3, 4 days. Suckers done left me. No, it was cool. So we knew that from the jump. What to a drop.
I think I'm catching your volume is kind of going in and out.
All right,
If you can repeat that for me one more time.
all right. Do what we was going to do to get.
Yeah, it's kind of coming in and out. Are you on a Bluetooth by chance?
No, I'm on my phone. Yeah,
Okay. Now it sounds a lot clearer. It was coming in and out.
Okay, they
Okay.
cleared up on this end too.
Yeah, that's
So-
a little clearer now. Okay.
So once we got on, we knew we were either going to go 1 or 2 places to South Carolina or meet up in Florida. Our schedule got pushed back a day. We just said we're going to go to South Carolina and all ride from this spot. And as I told you, I got some bad news. Once we got up that morning to leave, and my head wasn't even game for the first 10 hours of the 5 of the run, 5 run. But because, as you said, having that stamina, I didn't make it out of Detroit by not figuring out how to push through. But just throwing your leg over that bike and let's go. That's
Plus, didn't you get hurt before even taking off?
no, that was I'm still dealing with maybe my PTSD from 2 years ago when I was on set, broke 3 ribs. My son got hurt right before we took off. My son was in a horrific.
Yeah, I remember that, but I thought you were dealing with an ailment before
yeah.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm still on the road. I think you movie Get Out, and I'm in a sunken place and don't know.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, emergency.
That's right. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Man, hey, that sounds like a small thing, man. That's a big thing. You got to put a helmet on.
And you know what? Here's what's crazy. I never ride without a monocle or a full face ever. And I had to ride this whole trip with a bowl helmet.
Wow.
Because I couldn't have any pressure on my.
That's true. That's true.
And that hit me in the right head frame, because I wasn't used to riding like that for long distance.
And plus, and then you got to still kind of guard your grill for truck or rock debris or whatever that could get.
Listen,
hey, man. Hey, sometimes a brother got to do what a brother got to do.
Listen. Some people say, "Oh my."
Boy, hey man.
Right.
Wow. So kind of, because I still kind of got you cutting out just a little bit in and out. But so can't stop. You from Charleston? You ain't got no excuse, man. It's hot. And it's hot as hell in Charleston too. It's very hot. So
you wake up in the morning, you sweating walking outside.
Man, it's hot as the devil's underwear down here. But now Detroit, it might be a little different from him up in Michigan. What they call hot ain't really hot. We got a patent on hot down here.
Right.
So for you, how did you prepare?
I want to say about the week prior to I try to cut down my sugars. I try to cut my sodas out. I went to doing it says it's pure, but it is what it is. Try to do coconut water and water all week. I slipped up and had a couple of sodas, but it was nothing like every day. I had like one or two, like really cut down on the extra sugars and try to just be hydrated. That's it going into that week. But my problem is like you said, we got pushed back a day. The issue I ran into is being properly prepped, and as far as packing, because it's literally like they got to my house before I got here, and it was like to the wall. From the time I got in, I got like about maybe the first day or that night, probably got about 3. I lay down for about 3 maybe, and then we was up kind of headed down to your way. So that was because
y'all didn't spend a night in Jacksonville, did you? Y'all just
they stayed here in Charleston. Yeah.
Yeah, and then y'all blew right straight through, and it was time to go. Because I remember when you guys got down, me, I don't like to be the doubting Debbie, but I do remember when y'all got out the gate, man. It was after 10:30. Am I correct?
No.
Y'all ain't leave Jacksonville after 10:30?
No, sir. It was after 12:30.
Oh. And only thing I can say is we were sweating at 643 Stockton Street. Looking like, oh my God, thank God I ain't going with him.
and that's the stuff you write down. So anybody listening, make a note, sucker. Yeah. Don't leave at 1. If you do get you a room, take yourself to sleep and get up at 4 or 5. Because we didn't leave. We sat around. We talked to the folks at the gas station. We was telling everybody.
We had a heck of a time. All we needed was the barbecue grill.
Listen,
we had a heck of a time.
We waited at the bar. expanded motors, and we were telling everybody we getting ready to do this run,
Yeah.
and that 3-4 hours, because you don't know what that sun is doing to you.
It's draining you, man.
Draining
Yeah,
you.
it's slowly but surely draining you. Because I thought about it, I said, well, typically, this is what I've been telling people here lately, especially ones who get a late start. If you don't get a start, and that's for everybody who's tuning in or everybody's going to listen to this podcast today that are getting ready to go, AKA Doc Remi, I hope you're listening. If you're going to leave Jacksonville, if you're not going to leave Jacksonville prior to 3:30, I suggest you just held over. Because you're fighting an uphill battle coming right out the gate. And the thing is, you want to get momentum coming right out the gate. And I would say momentum, you want to get a little bit of morning time, a little bit of darkness with a lot of morning time. By the time it really starts to get warm and hot, you've knocked out 6, 7, 8 hours already because it's just hot. And as you're coming across that panhandle, the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. So it's going to come up. It's going to get ahead of you eventually after one, and it's going to hit you in the face for the rest of the ride. And it's just a tough, tough ride. I think we lost Randy there. Hopefully we can pop him back on. Am I correct? Can't stop. What you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I understand on another level too because I drive trucks. So I try to beat the heat too because I don't like riding in the sun because that affects my whole equipment, operation. But
Right.
as far as tires and all that stuff, the same thing on the bike. That's just like when we got out there, we left, and so I keep tire pressures in my bike. My tires. I'm always keep monitoring that. That's my biggest thing on anything I drive, brakes and tires. And just got out there and ran my hand over the tire, just checking the tires one morning. I'm like, nah, this don't feel right. The tires start cupping, and it just got worse with the heat, and had to stop and get a tire. But yeah, you're definitely right about that. That's something.
Well, speaking of that, I remember that now. What was you guys weren't even off the panhandle when that happened, right?
No, we had actually gotten to GQ. I think we had just left Louisiana, and we were almost into Texas, and then that's when I realized. So we bed down at night. I got up.
Okay,
I started calling. I wanted to go to Mancuso over in Houston, but I was like, nah, it's gonna be too early. And so I looked at San Antonio, and they were able to get me right in. I called one of the club, contact one of the club brothers over there, see what Harley they use, and we made some phone calls. As soon as I got there, they got me in and out in like about 40 minutes. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What suggestions do you guys have to, we've already learned one lesson. We probably don't want to start mid-morning or noontime. Not in the summertime anyway.
Right.
What was something else? Go ahead, Detroit. What you gonna say?
In talking with folks, first of all, this ride ain't for the faint of heart. Let's start there. And it simply means knowing your body and so forth. The things I should have been asking on the front end, what is some equipment that is going to ease some of the heat? So if you're getting ready to plan this and you're planning it during the hot month, you might want a cooling, if your bike is equipped with a cup holder, get you one of them, what's the thing that never melt ice?
Stanley Cups.
Not Stanley, that cooler that we
like the Yeti.
Yeti.
Get you a Yeti.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, Sarge. The doctor said I couldn't have any solid food or drink with a straw. So I was messed up.
That's right. Because you get
you could
air
prepare
pocket to dry it up. Yeah.
Yeah, that dry pocket that y'all scared me with.
Yeah.
So you want to find out what's the latest equipment that's going to give you some ease of comfort, because you don't have to tough it out, because trust me, it's going to be tough. The other thing is, if you I started eating a banana every day 2 weeks out, ate one every step that I saw it. And then the other thing is, I don't care if you're 23 or 83 going on this trip, get you some compression stock.
Facts. W compression socks, man. You better go and get them, boy. You're going to learn today.
You go
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
We had knocked down 2,000 miles, and of course you sweating out everything. I always overpack. Now I'm like buying. Ladies, cover your ears. I'm buying extra delicates because I have nothing left. It's just everything sweated out. So about 2,000 miles left. I don't know why my hip's hurting. I mean, the hip is, and I realized I had went through my 3 pair of compression socks and I had on regular socks. And we stopped. I can't even remember. Can't stop where we stopped. We went in the store, and I bought another pair of compression socks and so forth. So you want to not just make sure your bike is ready. You want to make sure your body's ready.
Hey, so I can't remember. Did everybody have riding pants, or were we rocking jeans? Was some rocking jeans and some was riding with riding pants or chaps? So
I think I was the only one that had. Well, they had on jeans. Yeah, Blue Bike and Remy had on. Well, Remy had on like a cargo type pant,
pants. That's right.
and I had like a 511 tactical pant.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that I learned. I picked up a while back. As far as because it's thin, summertime, it's not completely waterproof, but it helps. But it's thin enough to where you get wet, it'll dry quick.
Detroit, what were you wearing? Were you wearing jeans?
Well, in the best Fred Sanford voice, this big dummy. So yeah, I had on jeans, and the jeans didn't give me a problem.
Yeah.
I'm through Texas. We stopped in El Paso to see our national president. He's
Right.
like, bruh, you got on short sleeve? Yeah, man. What up, though? Let me tell y'all something right now. Black folk of the world unite. We get sunburned. If I can show you my arms now, it's like, and so I wore short sleeve, but here's the problem. Not only did I wear short sleeve, rolling through this heat, because I was stationed in Florida, worked on the flight lines of Korea. So I got this, right? I got property in Hawkinsville, Georgia. We got this. I take 2 water bottles, put little holes in them. I'm wetting myself as we go. But as I'm pouring it on my arm, a turkey, I'm basting, right? I'm actually cooking myself, right?
Wow.
You know, and so, but I don't realize this until about 2-3 days in. We stop, we get a hotel, and I take a shower. And ladies, don't be going, just taking a shower. Hey, we scooter bums. We get out there and we play, right? That water hit me on my arm. I thought I had cuts all on my arm. So the other thing is sunscreen. I don't care if you got long sleeve gloves, put some sunscreen on your face because it's gonna get
you. Yeah, especially your nose area too.
Oh,
anything
man.
that has that helmet. And, wow, man, yikes, man. I mean, you a man. You Daniel Boone, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh no, I was gonna come back to Eldridge Cleaver and start the Black Power movement because I was black and
oh man.
Listen,
doctor.
Listen, I was back there. I was like, I'm good. I'm chilling. Cause I did this. I run a modular, and so my outside shield it's I forget the name of the thing, but it automatically turns, right? It automatically tints for me in the night, it lightens up, whatever. But it also has a shield on the inside that's tinted. So I'm running both of those going down the road. I'm like, I'm good. But then I said, well, I don't know how they doing it in my mind because he's running a half shell. Remy was running a half shell. Everybody else in thing was running 3/4. Blue Bike Mike. And so I flipped mine up back there in the back. I'm like, oh no. I flipped it right back down real quick. I'm just like, no.
Hey man,
So
they old school, man. They some tough cookies.
Yeah, I told myself I don't know how that was doing it.
So what about face shield? Did you have anything around your face or like a balaclava or anything?
I wore full goggles sometimes, not often. Then I had a bandana. I did wear a bandana, especially after I got hit with a couple rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I wore the bandana. And you know, it's a reason why you call this brilliantly so a social experiment. Because you learn about your bike, you learn about yourself. But the other thing is, you have a willingness. You have to have a willingness to admit your strength and your weakness. And then the other thing I want to tell everybody: do not listen to me, folks. Don't take the I-10 to the end if you don't like yourself, because you're gonna be stuck in your head for 2,800 miles. I don't care what music you listen to. I don't care who you riding with. I don't care what earpiece. I don't care if you're talking on the phone. You get some clarity or some confusion. You working things out. I built like 3 bikes in my head. I painted my house. My wife don't need to hear this. I chores and all stuff. But you gotta know. You gotta have a mental strength to push through this. Because that heat, we hit one area 108, so it's probably averaging 90 to 100 P's a day.
Oh, easy,
know.
easy. Yeah, easy. Did you guys deal with much rain? I don't think y'all really dealt with no rain, did you?
They did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you at least have a rain suit?
So,
what'd you say?
Yeah, I
at least have a rain suit, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I bought one. I went across the street after we with my brother GQ. I said, "Where you going?" I said, "Across the street, get a rain suit." He said, "That's a Family Dollar." I said, "Watch this." Yeah, brother. Scooter Bums unite. I came back with a box of heavy bags and some duct tape.
Oh wow.
Just to prove it. I rode like that. And
wow.
I went to Walmart. Give y'all a secret. I don't own no stock in Walmart. Walmart selling rain suits starting at $18. I bought one for $30. One of the guys said, "But it don't say Harley." I said, "I'm gonna go to the dollar store and get a marker. It's gonna say Harley when I finish." That rain suit was right. But before then, even with the rain suit, that rain chased us from Louisiana, from New Orleans, right into Houston and out of Houston,
Did that rain suit even make it? Did it last?
Wait a minute now. Hold on. It say Harley back. No, it made it. I still got it like that. The other one didn't make it. I'm gonna send you a picture. I should have sent you a picture that K-Stop took with me laying on the bike sleep. With,
let me say this to everybody. I don't care what Detroit Randy say. Don't be buying no Walmart rain suits, man, and think you gonna go across the country and back, man. Brother, asking for problems.
Sarge, that Walmart suit work. Now the hefty bags cost me $5.89. The duct tape was $4.99. I'm pissed because I'm like, it's a dollar store. But anyway, I digress. So I take them up. I'm gonna send you a picture later. Take them up. But
as soon as you said it, I'm posting it. I'm gonna post it. I'm telling you that.
You got to post it. But the Walmart kept me dry. I paid $30, and they had about 2 entries before that. This was thick. I was good. The only thing it had was a crazy hoodie on it, and I was like, what am I doing? I tucked that inside, and that's what I ran with. Then my man Remi was like, "What? I paid $230 for my rain suit." I said, "Yeah, I paid $200."
No, I'm with Remi. I'm spending the money, man. I ain't. What'd you get, K-Stop? Did you? Please don't tell me you had a trash bag. He passed you a trash bag too?
No, bro, man, no. I need to get another one. I know I had that rain suit for I don't know 7 years now. It's time to get a new one.
Hey, Breezy doesn't say Walmart rain suit. That's what I call roughing it.
Breezy does it. Hit me up. Stock and Walmart rain suit. Breezy does it. Take out paper, baby.
I ain't doing it, man. I ain't gonna do it.
Sorry, offline. Had you text me your size. I'm sending your way.
Hey, I promise you this, man. I promise you this. If you live down here on this dang panhandle between now and let's say October, I guarantee you on your second trip that suit would disintegrate on you. It would disintegrate because we can get rain down here. That's monsoons. I'm dead serious, man.
My bike.
I'm gonna just tell you this, man. The Lord was looking down on you, man. The Lord was looking down because I'm telling you, sometimes you can take out of the gate out of Jacksonville, and you can get rain for 3 states straight. all the way to
Listen,
Houston, man, and just get rocked.
Out. And I
Was it-
swore I saw Jesus in a Walmart rain suit. I'm just saying.
Hey, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna take your word for it, bro. I'm gonna take your word for it. So
No, don't take my word, people. Y'all
Yeah.
better get the righteous race.
wow. So did you have gloves? Do you wear gloves, or you were doing the fingers out of the gloves? Were you doing that
Oh,
too?
not those. But here's the problem. So Mama would say, when it get cold in Detroit, and so if we in Detroit, she would say things like, "You could be warm, or you could be cute." Right? Hear me? Be warm. You could be cute. Me? Oh no, I want to be cameraman. Can't work camera with the wrong gloves. So I didn't wear gloves because I caught some serious. I took about 100 videos, about 1,000 pictures. People say, well, you got the 360, you got the GoPro, but it's nothing like catching folks on the side. But even that is stuff that if you don't have your flesh exposed, you make sure you got the right sunscreen on as well.
Man, I'm taken back, man. Y'all like the Flintstones, man, on motorcycles going across.
No, hold on now, baby.
Yeah.
Is Scooter bumming it?
Scooter
Now,
bumming.
I'll tell you this. I got trained by a guy back in the day, man, and we stopped somewhere. He said, "Go sleep over there on that table." I said, "I'm not doing that." And he said, "You want to be a scooter bummer? That's how we do." I made the mistake also, and it's a mistake of listening with regards to intercom system. Because even when my wife and I, we about to knock down Alabama in 2 weeks, her and I riding, and we don't have an intercom system because scooter bombing and all that after this trip is passe. You need intercoms, you need, so part of what even with this style of my boots being open, everybody copying it. But I did that out of necessity a few years ago because it was so hot. So part of on the trip, I said to the guys, "Hey, don't, especially the two civilians, hey, don't be trying to take pictures like I'm doing. I got a whole technique and so forth." The guy said, "You're not worried about the phone blowing out you." Because you want to keep safety paramount. And that's why I had the sidebar with them about what I'm doing, don't try to do. Some of this is old school in it. You talk to some old heads, they'll tell you rain suit, we dry as we go, right? And so
shout out to some of my old dogs, man. I go out to West Coast, man. I hear all them stories.
Them old, and if you see the video I posted, I mean, if you see the video I posted today with the guy, he's 86, named Baby Huey. He was in Texas, man. He saw the bikes. I saw him buying some stuff. I said, "Sir, you mind if I pay for this?" He said, "I love your bikes." And then he started telling me about his time in California and just listening how he rode and this and that. And so part of it is just old school. But I tell you what, when I got back from this trip, I'm new school now. I ain't doing all that.
So. I feel you. So let's talk about this. Okay, so, and this is intriguing. Okay, so we got two guys who are familiar with each other, but we got 4 riders that are not familiar with riding with each other. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes.
Okay, so on the road, and you can be as detailed as you want, or you can be however. I don't want to put no words in nobody's mouth. Okay, on this thing, how do we coordinate this? Now we got 4 grown men. And with old school, what's his name? Was my brother Brogy name?
Lucky Joe.
No, that was the name. Was it
Joe?
Oh my God.
We called him Lucky.
Woo. Okay, so I got all these egos together on this long trip. How do we coordinate that and still be able to focus on the road, to still be able to understand the task at hand and not offend nobody or get on nobody's nerve? Because, and I'm not trying to be funny here, because this is something we all go through when we're riding that long and there's been sleep deprivation and the weather and the uncomfortableness of that bike. How do we work these things out without each other getting in our feelings on things? How do we deal with that?
I mean, that happened. Part of it is, if you make this run again, you say, people's feelings gonna get hurt, but leave your ego at the door. You got 5 individuals that's a part of this trip, and all of them are smart folks, own their businesses, and typically, I would argue, are all in leadership roles individually. The biggest thing is recognizing fellowship and fellowship. We're gonna fellowship, but we have to have a particular leader, and that's what happens in clubs. You know, and I've joined 11 years ago. I used to get so upset with the road captain because he put the blinker on to go right, then he went left, then he did this and that. But it took me a minute to realize that I still got to follow him. And so the way you diminish some of those tensions is to say who's the leader, and regardless of that, I'm going to follow. And that's that leader's putting you in harm's way. And so the ego.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, I just the ego's going to be there. Go ahead, brother.
So, Ken, so were you the youngest guy in the group?
Yeah.
Hey, the young dude has got all these OGs, man. The young dude has got all these OGs. How did you look at it? Did you say, "Hey, I just got to be patient and let the leader lead," or I have to? What was your thought process when you're like, man, I gotta follow
back to like I said, what I do for a living is just like when I get in this situation, I know this is this, and it's kind of like you put in your mind like we can do this, and this, and that's what I did. It's like 'cause I know personally for what I do. If I was in the truck, then I would do this is how I do it. I run here, do my 10, blah blah blah. But it was honestly, it was just hard for me to do the as he was saying, fellowship part. Honestly, it's just hard. And that's just something I have to work on, especially not running in a group of guys that I've never run with, never really roll with like that. Because even though we same club, we don't ride together like that. So
right.
The guy that I normally ride with is just it's like we don't even communication. We don't need that. What we gonna do? How we gonna do it? It's already a precedent set. We just go. If I do this, he come on my way. He do that, I go his way. No questions asked. No. It was just a different dynamic, and it was hard. It was really tough for me, honestly.
So you kind of pick up the rules on the fly and say, okay, I don't normally do this, but I'm noticing we're doing this. So, okay, I see this means this. So I'm going to fall in line and I'll get into the groove of what's going on.
Well, on that aspect, being in the club, kind of, he said, Detroit took the road captain slot and I took the tail gunner slot. And I kind of watched, and he wasn't used to me doing what I was doing as far as grabbing lanes, because I've already seen what he was wanting to do. So I go ahead and grab a lane, and he was like, he's not used to that. So we had a conversation about that, and then kind of watched from there, and then went from there on that aspect. But it's just like those little things between us two. As long as we can keep them in between us, it's fine. And as long as they were following what he was doing, it was cool. But he and I had to have a conversation a couple times about what I was doing in the back, as far as that goes.
Because when you have civilians, we knew as club brothers, we had a responsibility to the civilians, and we protocol. We have a protocol to how the soldier nation rides. But as you know, we got over 100 clubs, and I guarantee you, even though we have a protocol, each club have their own nuances. Even how we do, a lot of clubs will throw out a signal, and that's the movement, whereas we do preparatory care, right? And so it's those things out, but having a willingness to work those out. I used to say to people, if I ain't talking to you, if we ain't arguing, we ain't building our relationship, right? Because we just waiting to get away from each other. And so part of that, and again, 3,000 miles. Let me say that again, Jesus.
It's no joke, man. It's no joke.
On the road with folks, I have a saying, I do a lot of stuff by myself. A lot of my shows, used to go racing by myself. And I would always tell people, you're not prepared to go with me on the road. And that meant a lot of times people, they were bosses. They weren't prepared to do fellowship, right? Me and Lucky, we've been running together 15 years. We'll get in the car and wake up and be at somebody's doorstep, right? The difference in this case, my man Joe, he was driving, air conditioning, flash drive on. He don't drink a lot of soda, chilled water. So what would normally take him and I a day and a half, if we were beyond a day and a half going from east to west coast, we were taking too much time. So it was like, let's get it. Like, hold on, fam, you in the expedition,
Yeah,
chilling,
it's a
you know.
difference, man. It's a
And
big, yeah, yeah.
so
It,
so uh, uh, attitudes and tempers will flare up. But and you said it when you said, everybody said every time I'm around Joe, y'all look like a married couple. We are.
yeah,
We gonna be
yeah.
okay.
Y'all definitely best friends.
Yeah.
That's how best friends get out, man. That's how they get out. I'm just kind of curious because again, just because of the dynamic of how y'all started off. Like I said, I've seen since we've been doing this social experiment some 3 years now. Husbands and wives, club brothers, friends, partners who met each other a couple months. We've seen every different type of denomination go through. Some we've seen go through seamlessly. Some we've seen go through it really struggled and learned a lot about themselves and learned a lot about their relationships. But first, and what I like most about it is if, like you guys said, if you can put your ego to the side, even whatever you're mad about on that road, you'll get over it by the next gas station stop. You do. You just do. Yeah, that's the beauty of having a 6-gallon tank. It's because you got almost 3 hours to let whatever made you mad cool off by the time you get to the gas station. And by the time you get there, you're so hot and tired, man, you're just trying to share coconut water and a Slim Jim and a banana, man. You don't care about all that foolishness, man.
You like the diet. But I tell you
Yeah,
what, when you get to that little swing around on I-10 where it says freeway
in the
ends,
freeway, in the
oh,
freeway. Yeah,
come on now, you want to talk about some jubilation,
yeah,
you know. And so and then to take the pictures, because we were trying to talk to everybody that walked by. Hey, we just rolled. Hey, we just came
yeah.
from. Hey, and so
Hey man, y'all were feeling kind of good, man. I saw you smiling faces and cheering at the sign. I know some bones creaking, but y'all look like y'all was fresh out, man. Y'all was very excited. So let's do this, fellas. Let's take it into the last segment because we can't keep you all day. Let's sum it up like this. Let's do a session on, and I'll let each one of you guys do it. The good, the bad, the ugly, and what would you want the viewers and listeners to take away from this long, serious, challenging ride that y'all took? You want to go first? Can't stop.
No, I'll
Yeah,
let
go
you
ahead. I'm gonna let you
talk.
go first. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go
Okay,
first.
man, um, just sit back and enjoy the ride. For one, make sure you prepare yourself. Uh, constantly keep a check on your bike as you're going. Keep a constant check on yourself and the people you're riding with. And I would just say, just enjoy it, man. At the end of the day, looking back, just try to sit back and enjoy it.
What was the toughest part about the ride for you?
Um, ooh, I would say the toughest part for me would be um, just taking the time to get out there. Like I said, in my mind, you chalk up to you have your own individual plan, but it's a group thing. It's a group plan. It's how well the group is going to do. How well we're going to, if we can't go but 50 miles a day, then that's just what it is. So just to kind of feel your group, know who the folks you're riding with. Then you know what's going to be your hold up, your hang up. So how you plan to really attack it and take your time and do it.
My last question for you, my guy. What did you learn about yourself after this long behind
Hmm.
ride across the country? What did you learn about you?
said a few minutes ago. This is trying to is the ego thing, trying to bring myself down and just follow. Really, if I'm at the back, then that's where I'm at. Stick with the group and follow through with it.
Love it.
That's my personal hardest thing because I do my own thing for work and I've always been like that. I get out here do my own thing. That's just it.
Good
So
stuff.
it's trying to reel in and do what everybody else is doing and enjoy it as we're doing it.
Would you do it again if you had a chance?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do it again now.
That's
For
what's
real.
up. I love it. Hey, we hear him now, Detroit. We hear him talking now. What we
Look,
gonna see?
I think uh, I'm a kind of note what he just ended on. I about halfway through the trip, like when I get back, I'm turning these cuts in and I'm getting some lighter fluid and I'm setting this bike on fire. This is stupid. This wind, no, it wasn't that bad. But once I finish, I'm already I'm pleased for a
I
retool of
think
our files or be like, don't y'all, boss. No, because we know each other. My wife wants when we
we got you kind of cutting in and out again. Yeah, we
oh,
got you. Yeah,
is that better?
a little bit better. Let's see what we got.
All right. My wife told me once you can ride your bike, my bike. So we wanna. I was at the Sarge.
Yeah, still cutting out for some reason. Man, I had you good for the.
I'm getting ready to move. I got a mobile phone. It's mobile.
Yeah, you were doing good for a while there.
Listen,
Let's see.
you came back on at the gate. Think it's on.
You can't be buying them gas station phones, man. That ain't gonna work. Yeah,
How is that?
that's a little bit better. I think we can work with it. Let's
All
go
right.
with it. Okay.
So, but before I was saying, uh, what JP said, can't stop said about doing the ride. The wife and I are already talking about doing the ride. We would do it in the fall, but I'm gonna tell you what, and I hope I don't get you up right. I'm not back 24 hours, and I see all these messages with condolences to Rick.
Mm, yeah.
Man, I start calling my rare breed. Then I get news that we done lost three uh MCs, and I cried right there
Yeah.
because you forget that this social experiment can also you out there with thousands of cars, right?
Facts.
And then you
Facts.
go, man, I just did that with no harm.
Mm-hmm.
We had some personality stuff. We had a bunch of laughs. We got a million pictures. We broke bread. We slept out in the desert. But here's two brothers that weren't knocking down 3,000, three brothers that weren't knocking down 3,000 miles
Mm-hmm.
and don't get to go home. So at the end of the day, I was just like, wow, you did that. Starts all the stuff good bad, wheels. We got reminded you got to go out even when you're prepared. Things happen to you with
So true. That's
so
so true.
that that was a wake wasn't home 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
The great was I got with four folks that I've never ridden with, three people I've never ridden with more than 50 miles, right? Can't stop in that club, but we rode together like that. What I learned about myself was you really can do it the West Coast run when you hear the old heads talk about that and they say, you young guns ain't never rode. You ain't went far enough, now it's over, you know. And then you don't do a run like this with ego, you'll get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, you will.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah, you will.
do it. And I didn't do it for that. I love what you do. I think we've been talking for some months now with
Mm-hmm.
regards to there's only a few people in the country promoting an activity like this. A friend of mine, Sims, on Cannonball. You have the four corners, but have somebody go point east to west coast, west to east, and to know you did it You didn't do it to show the world. You really did it because it's a social self. You know, the hard thing was, uh, you know, folks laugh, broke bread with, and you think, oh, we tight, but nobody, right? But that's what 3,000 miles a day when you out there, and you can remember that on this thing, this iron ore testing your.
Man, I was waiting on you guys to say, because I saw during your ride, y'all stopped, broke bread, shook hands, hugged with, said prayers with so many people doing that run. And this is the part that caught me. I'm gonna do this to you. You ready, Randy? So get your Kleenex ready. You ready?
Don't you?
I'm finna put you on Front Street. I'm getting ready to put you on Front Street. So we wake up one morning, and the wife comes in the loft where I was sitting in, and she go, "Did you see this post?" And I go, I see this granddad come to the front door with these beautiful young ladies, man. These beautiful little babies, man, that grabbing their granddad because their granddad just pulled up on a motorcycle, man, from across the country, brother. That picture, that video was worth $1 billion. You feel me?
Man,
and I said,
I got allergies. What's my allergies?
Hey,
What's going on?
I say, wife, he is making memories. Those little girls will never forget what they saw that day when their grandpa pulled up, man. And
Sarge,
you were able to do something, bro. I'm just putting it out there. You were doing monumental stuff.
But
monumental stuff.
Here's what you said a few months ago, and I group. It ain't about getting it fast. It's about experience, right?
Facts.
And we were taking pictures, and the Houston, that rain hit me in the gut. So we sitting there, we trying to wait out the rain, and it hit me that my grandbabies are in Houston at this very minute. They're only gonna be there a few more days, right?
Mm.
So that's why I sent you the message. Because listen, folks, if you're gonna do anything, you got to be true to the spirit of it. I let you know I was gonna step off about 12 miles off of I-10 and surprise my grandchildren, and that gave me the boost from Houston to run this thing all the way out.
It's crazy,
And
wasn't it?
it was. I'm like, wow! I actually got off, saw my grandkids in Houston, and they weren't expecting me. Right? You see the video, they just screaming. They weren't expecting me. But here's the best part. So we hit the map quest. Blue Bike Mike put the map quest on. We start rolling out. I throw a signal to go left. I look at the mirror, go right. He right me said, no, the signal right. No, we have to go back to where we got about. Nobody would have knew it. Well, you're tracking us, but we knew it. I knew it. So to double back that 10 miles, 12 miles was important because the spirit of this
spirit of it. You're right.
Experience
You're right.
Important. 12 miles. What's 12 miles when you're knocking down 3,000? But to be able to say, yep, I did all of I-10. But yeah, to see those grandbabies, to stop along the way and take the pictures we took, to hang out. We saw our national president. We're going to only be there 10 minutes. An hour later, that was a mistake because it was hot, but we loved hanging out. National president said, man, I got to do that I-10 end to end. I said, that's what we on right now. And so to be able, because if you get on this run, and people can do it at whatever level, but if you get on this run and you twist that throttle and you whip through, the only thing you're going to be able to talk about is how fast or how slow you got there, not have the thousands of pictures. Now, don't get me wrong. We had a group leave after us, chase us down, meet them at the Harley-Davidson dealership, laugh with them, and beat us to California. It wasn't a race, but they got there a day early. And that's what...
Yeah, I can't remember who the heck that was. I'm trying to...
That was...
he was on a Hinesville, Soldiers
Oh,
United.
yeah, Soldiers United. That was... That was Chill and
Yeah.
Titan.
Titan, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, and they were. But here's what's crazy. Even with the heat, I was still a 12-year-old girl and was checking my social media. And so people would hit us up along the way. Can you stop? Can you stop? Now we did have a schedule, and with the couple breakdowns and with me doing 30 miles an hour in the rain, slowed things down. And so there was one young lady who's a collector, was a mile off of the half mile off of the freeway. She had said, "Got coffee for you all. Please, right? Yeah, you might." She looked up. So you it's
Yeah,
not
it's getting.
talk about got and you won't talk about the people you met, the place. I'm going back to Louisiana in 2 weeks because Remi and Blue Bike Mike. What was the name of the restaurant?
Oh shoot, man, I didn't forgot. I'm
There's a
going.
there's a spot in Louisiana. Y'all got to, I couldn't eat. I got the tooth. I'm eating mashed potatoes like I'm 90, right? And so, it's something. But yes, seeing them grandbabies had me choked up. But I'm gonna tell you what else choked me up. Sarge, check this out. I ain't been back. I already
There we
got
go.
lit.
Let's do this. Already on the cut. That's
And
right. Hey, earn, not giving, baby.
Oh, that
Earn,
spot
not
is
giving. Yeah.
that spot is Pee Wee's Crab something, Crab
Yeah,
Shack.
yeah. Go to Pee Wee's Crab Shack. But
No crab. Pee Wee's
we
Crab
had
Cakes.
what is it called, JB?
Pee Wee's Crab Cakes.
Right on. Yeah, y'all want to do that, and if you get far through there, you check out GQ and the love he's giving with his peace army. But I had to patch on. I got back. We had the black and yellow cookout. All the clubs in Detroit that's rocking black and yellow had a cookout. Ain't no way I was going there without my I10 to the end patch on.
Man, that's what's happening.
And the old heads would stop. You did that? That's
Yeah.
hot. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
devil's crotch. That's what it is.
Hey, the devil's underwear, man.
Listen.
But fellas, let me say this, man. Thank you guys for caring enough to share your ride with us, man. I guarantee you, there's riders right out there right now that you guys have inspired with your conversation and your post and all the things that you did to demonstrate to us how it can be done. There's people that have learned from the things that you've done. Now they're taking these tools that you guys have given to make themselves ready and prepared to make this ride. And really, that's what it's about. Some people will say things like, "It's just a patch," or "I got to race across the country to do whatever for my ego or whatever. Hopefully, we can get Randy back." But the social experiment really is about giving. Is you giving back to the motorcycle riding community, man. And I appreciate you guys. It seemed like you guys accepted the mission, you understood the mission, and you executed the mission. So with that being said, this is what I'm going to say, fellas, real quick. Well, hopefully we can pull Randy back on here so we can say bye and salute in proper fashion, man. Let me see.
Listen,
Yes, sir.
I tried to dip off to send you that picture of that JB took of me in the best rain suit the game has to offer.
Man,
I got it right here.
stop playing. Yeah, hey man, you finna lose some cool points. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. We're gonna post that. Don't worry about it. We got you covered. I got you. I got you. Hey, so fellas, with that being said, man, any last words for us before we cut you loose and let you get about your day?
Man, if you plan on doing it, do it.
I'm sorry, JB, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, if they plan on doing it, go do it. Don't waste no time. Don't let nothing hold you back from doing it. 'Cause I promise you, I could have said, my slight, I say disability, not really disability, but I'm able to still work with it. But what I got going on, man, if you can do it, do it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Any last words for us, Detroit?
Absolutely. It was a great ride. I was midway through going, hey, this win in your face is overrated. Get your second win, you love it. I will say this to you, especially for the folks that's going to hear. I didn't know. I served 8 years in the military. I did not know a Sarge can be a general, and you are that. And folks really need to lend their ear to what you have created and what you're leading. I don't care how bad of a rider you think you are. Even your prep talk before we pulled off was much appreciated. And so thank you for this social experiment you've created. I'll be back out there again. I've learned a lot, and we're going to keep on throttles and pounding for real.
That's what's up. Hey, man, we got to get on this thing with Slider, man, and we got to have some conversations because time is ticking, and before we know it, it's going to be February. So, we got some work to do, Detroit. We got some work to do. You know that, right?
Right on. Hey, listen,
yeah, we got to get that museum down, man.
February the 8th, folks. Listen, this is historic. We was getting it. We was out there, all of us. Listen, and we're up to what, 300, almost 300 got iron?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, good God, I got a bunch of them coming in the next few days. Let me see if I can take a quick peek. Man, we're closing in on 268.
Wow, I wish I had a house somewhere.
No, actually, we got 268. We're closing in on probably about 276 by the time the week is over. Don't quote me because they don't count till they make it here. So right now we're 268 down, man. 268. They ain't playing no jokes.
I think I speak for JB, Remi, and Blue Mike. If anybody want to give us a call, feel free. I mean, we give you some tips, some pointers to make this thing happen. If you're thinking about it.
Hey, that's what's up. I appreciate it, fellas, man. And we'll be talking, man. And oh, by the way, man, give us the socials on the Black Motorcycle Museum. What we got? How do we get hold of you, Randy?
You can reach me through Traveling Black or Detroit Motorcycle.
Okay. Also, we'll try to go ahead and get that information from him to put in the description so you guys will be able to, if you didn't catch it or hear it or whatever, okay, Sarge, I can't remember everything. We're going to try to put it in the description for you guys as well after the show is over in the show notes, man, so you guys could go check him out and see all the wonderful things that he's doing in our Black motorcycle community, man, bringing us this history. Learn this history, man. You guys will be amazed at some of the cool stuff that he's got going on. Not to mention, man, you're going to have that, are you going to hold on to the Street Glide for a while?
Come on now, fam. It's going to be at Harley Davidson's homecoming celebration. I just talked to Harley today. We're going to do something
That's what's up.
special over there. So come over to Milwaukee. That's going to be there. You also get a chance to see living history being made because JB and I are probably the only African Americans in the country racing pre-1940, pre-1950 motorcycles, if brakeless, and we do that around the country. I mean, we have history personified right here. So, and that becomes part of the museum. The I-10 to the End is going to be included in our Traveling Black History Museum because we need folks to know if you don't tell your story, somebody else going to tell your story and they're going to leave something out.
I know that's right. Well, fellas, man, I appreciate it so much. Much love, salute, and you guys have a beautiful evening and enjoy your families, man, because you guys have earned it, man. Y'all went through all that crazy stuff to get back home safe and sound. Mission complete. Thank you, gentlemen. Salute to you. All right. Okay, man, there you have it, man. Detroit Randy. And can't stop, man. Successfully went across and tamed that thing called I-10 to the end, man. So much love to those guys. And congratulations, gentlemen. Please enjoy your time home. Hey, so we have riders that's on the road. They're still coming in right now. I have 3 from Reb Reed from the Fort Washington chapter. And those guys are coming in, man. Keep them in your prayers because they took a blow last night, man, with their sponsor, man, having his motorcycle ran over by some piece of crap in a car that didn't bother to stop or say anything and say whatever. It was an accident or whatever, man. It was just ugly. It was very ugly. So now my man Hyundai, he's stuck, but he's handling the business, man. He's going to be okay. Keep him in your prayers, man. He's got to deal with what he's got to deal with, but my man, he's taking it like a pro, man. So we appreciate him. Again, man, we ride these motorcycles across the country. We do what we do. Just like Detroit Randy said, man, we can take nothing for granted. You never know, man. So you always prepare for the worst and you pray for the best. Thank the Lord before you take off for all the things that he's done for you, and thank him even more for bringing you back home safe to your family, man, safe and sound. So I want to take this time real quick, man, before we shut this live down, and I want to talk about all the wonderful people who bring us all this wonderful information, whether it be entertainment, whether it be education, whether it be influential material in the motorcycle riding community or the MC community, if you want to go ahead and say that as well. I want to talk today just for a couple minutes about the content creators, the vloggers, the video guys, the YouTube guys, all the great people that are doing great stuff in this space of ours, man, and bringing us some of the finest video footage today, bringing us some of the best tutorials today, whether it be Big Cell, FHO, that's been doing it for years, man, a decade plus. You know, now some of the up-and-comers like GQ, man, one of the coolest vloggers out there. My man LT, now he's vlogging and doing his thing. Even K Solo the Rider, man, now he's finally letting us into the Batcave, man, and showing us some of the stuff that he does onto some of the great things that he's doing in some of the places on this country that we never thought we were brave enough to travel to. Pastor Retro, with what he's got going on with the motorcycle ministry, man, with Kingdom Alignment. It's so many people that's in this space, man, that these content creators is bringing us some of the coolest footage, some of the best tutorials, some of the best vlogging. Let's remember those guys, man, and let's reach out and thank those guys for a lot of the work that they're putting in for us, man. If you've ever had to take the time to edit video footage, man, it's not sexy, man. It's a lot of work. GQ puts a lot of work into that. Big Cell, with what he's doing, going across the country and taking women across the country and bringing a podcast to us. And he was bringing the podcast to us before everybody had a podcast. Man, let's remember to thank him, man, because he did a lot for the motorcycle community. You know, LT with now what he's got going on in Atlanta. It's a lot of us, man, that are doing things. They're trying to bring this thing together and make it the most impactful thing that we can. All I ask, man, for those guys, if you see them or you see them putting together material, shoot them a like, man. Shoot them a comment. Hey, man, I appreciate what you're doing. Give them a phone call. Shoot them a text. Encourage them to continue to do what they're doing. Because not always, man, you feel all the energy with doing this stuff. But I'll tell you this, man, a pat on the back every once in a while or an attaboy, man, means a lot. So more to come, man. More to come in the future on this stuff, man. But I appreciate you guys for supporting us the way you do. I don't take any of your support for granted, man. What you do is important, and it helps me to do what I do. And I can guarantee you this, as long as you back me and rock with me, I'm going to rock for you. So more to come. There's more I-10 to the End post interviews that are coming up. I'm just waiting on guys to come in and put things together. I got a bunch of Reb Reed guys that are on the road that are coming from the mother chapter. So I got to give those guys a chance to get back into their hometowns and get themselves settled in, and then we'll be able to bring those guys on. Here in a couple of days, I'm going to be taking away. I'm going to be heading out for a little bit for a family function, but I'll be back on deck by the end of the weekend to be back on this mic and be back bringing you guys the best quality I can. So just hang in there, man. We're going to bring you guys more to come. Hopefully you guys had a chance to start taking a look at some of the mini-series that I've done with Adam Harley-Davidson, where we had my man Brent, who took his time, man, over 2 hours with me Saturday, man, and we broke them down into the mini-series on how to inspect and general maintenance on your bike, getting ready for a yonder trip, man. So it was outstanding, man. Matter of fact, Harley-Davidson, they donated a $100,000 motorcycle, man, a high-performance road glide, man. They tricked out to the max and let that bike be the prop for us to go over this exercise, man, for the tutorial. So thank you to them, man. That ain't something they do all the time. So, but they let us come back there in the maintenance bays with our cameras and let us do our thing, man, and put little to no rules on me at all. So I appreciate those guys for what they did. Adam Harley-Davidson on Bay Meadows Boulevard here in Jacksonville, Florida. But it's going to be more to come, man. I'm going to come up with a lot of cool stuff and a lot more information tips and things like that we're going to be able to bring you guys more and more value. And also, man, we're going to start talking about these anti-theft devices, man. It makes no sense for us to continuously go to some of these annuals, man, and getting bikes stolen the way we're getting bikes stolen. Guys are 2,500, 2,000 miles, 1,000 miles from home, and now your motorcycle's gone, man, and you have nothing to get back home with. Man, what a buzzkill. So we're going to talk about some things. We're going to bring some things into play here soon and talk about anti-theft devices and stuff for our motorcycles, what kind of insurance that you should have, what you should be prepared for, just to make sure that, oh, by the way, ain't nothing 100% theft proof. Thieves don't sleep, you feel me? But if we can make it a little harder for them to touch your bike, maybe they'll look past yours and go to something else that's easy. We're going to try to mitigate risk, man, and make it just a little bit inconvenient for your bike to be taken from you, man. So with that being said, we're not going to hold everybody. I appreciate everybody that was on with us today. We're going to let Kane 4L take us out, man. Harley's up.
I was asked the other day, hey, Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.
Harley up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Harley up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Sliding on my road glide, looking so fly. 20-inch rollback, screaming eagle torque pack. I-10 to the end, it's a known patch. If you ain't a ground pounder, pay attention, fall back. We iron elite boys, no need for hitting switches. We split lanes and hogging lanes, we on a mission. On our way to CA, we 100 deep. Roll up, yonder roll, run it up, rip it up. Harley up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Harley up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? I'm outside with it. I scrape the town burning loud when the smoke clear up. You know a Harley did it. I'm real gnarly with it. My ride clean when it bling. I show the lean on the scene to get jiggy with it. No did it get it. I'm well equipped it. My bike side got a side, so you know I'm hit. She dropped it down and split it. Backed it up to shift it. Let me kick a little game to you lanes riding around here, giving a set a bad name. It don't matter what you rank or what you claim. When we turn it up, you keep it motorcycling, man. My soul brothers, they roll runners, we rolling deep. When it's time to rally up, it's Black Wall Street. When you see them MCs at the RTE, roll up, down the road, run it up, rip it up. Harley up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Harley up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig?
But Sarge, why you always gotta talk about motorcycling? Sarge, why you don't never talk about nothing else? Look here, man. If you gonna do all that crying, what the baby gonna do?